another installment of Deboroni Dinners. Today we're going to make something called a pig picking cake. I'm going to confess I have never made this cake before. I work for a really awesome oral surgeon, and one of our patients brought the cake as a thank you for the great work that Dr. Campbell did for her. I can't say her name because of HIPAA reasons, but I want to thank our patient with the initials SC for bringing this delicious cake, sharing the recipe and also the history behind it. Evidently it's a really popular dish in the South, especially North Carolina. I guess back in the day people would get a pig and have a big barbecue, and others would bring this, somebody would be selected to bring this cake. It was really delicious, so I'm going to try it today. I think that it'll be really good. Let's learn with me how to make this cake. Okay, so you start off with a box of yellow cake. I'm assuming it doesn't matter what brand you use. I like this brand. You know me, I like least expensive but also quality, and I know in the past that this brand has served me well. So we're going to put the cake in the bowl. So we've got the cake in the bowl. And then you use, the recipe calls for 2 11-ounce cans of mandarin oranges. You use the juice from one of them. I could only find the 15-ounce can, so we're going to use all of one can and most of the next, and I'll save some of it for garnish. I am going to reserve the liquid out of this. I'm not sure how that's going to work out since it should be an 11-ounce can. I've got almost a cup of juice, so I'll probably use about that much of the juice, or leave a little bit in here. We'll see what happens. But you pour the mandarin oranges in there, and then the other one, you don't put the juice in, so I'm going to just pour the juice in this can. We're not going to waste that. We'll probably drink that later. So we'll set that aside. I'm going to refrigerate that juice and probably have it with my breakfast tomorrow. And we'll pour most of the oranges from this can in here. Again, it was supposed to be 2 11-ounce cans, and I had 2 15-ounce cans, so we're going to keep that much in the can, and I'll probably just throw that on top of the cake later. So we'll put that aside. We're going to put a cap full of this vanilla in there. That'll add some extra good yummy flavor to it. So this is what it looks like so far. It calls for 4 eggs. Okay, this cake also takes a 1/4 cup of oil. I like using canola oil. So we are going to put a 1/4 cup in here. Probably need a dot more. Okay, so we've got a 1/4 cup of the oil. You can use whatever cooking oil you like. I prefer the canola oil. It's not overwhelming as far as the flavor of it. So we're going to pour that in. It also takes a 1/4 cup of sugar. I've got my 1/4 cup measuring. For dry ingredients, you want to use this type and level it off like that. And we're going to put that in the bowl. And then we have our reserved mandarin orange juice. Again, I have a little bit more than what the recipe calls for, so I'm going to pour most of that in there and leave about that much in there. Let's give it one more shot. There we go. And we're going to put that in our can that we're going to drink later. Okay, so we have all of our ingredients in the bowl and we're gonna mix this up. I'm not sure how that's gonna work with these oranges in there, the mandarin oranges, but we're gonna find out together. About 2 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and turn that off. Alrighty, so that's what the batter looks like. It looks like it chopped up those mandarin oranges pretty good. I wasn't sure what was going to happen with that. Again, my first time making this, so this is going to kind of be a learning experience for all of us. Now it's ready to pour in the pan. So you want to spray your pan really good, and you'll know from my other videos I like this coconut one. Okay, so the pan is nice and coated. We're going to go ahead and pour this in. You want to get all that goodness out of there. We're going to go ahead and place this in the oven. Again, we've preheated it at 350, so we're going to go ahead and stick that in there and put our timer on for 40 minutes. Alrighty, so we'll turn the camera back on once this is finished, because I'm sure you don't want to sit here and watch an oven for 40 minutes. So thank you. We'll be back. Alrighty, so it's been 40 minutes. The oven's kind of yelling or screaming at us, whatever, letting us know that it's done. So it's been 40 minutes. We're going to go ahead and take the cake out. Hopefully it's done. Ooh, look at that. That looks really good. Looks a little dark on top, but it's not burnt. I think that'll be good. We're going to put it on this little trivet to cool it. We're loving what we live and living what we love. We're going to come back after this cake has a chance to cool. I'm probably going to give it about 30 minutes to cool, because the topping we put on is whipped topping, and if we do it while the cake's too hot, it's going to melt into the cake. We'll be back. Hello again, we're back. We let this cake cool for about 30 to 35 minutes. We're going to go ahead and make the topping for it. It calls for crushed pineapple. Okay, so we're going to drain the juice out of this pineapple as best we can. This seems to have a lot of juice in it. If you remember, this is my first time making this cake, so I think we're doing pretty well so far. So we've got as much of the juice out of there as we can. We're going to save this. I don't like to waste anything, so we're going to put this juice in the fridge. My beautiful daughter Melody told me after I saved that mandarin juice that it would actually be good in some iced tea, so we're going to actually make iced tea later with this. So we'll put the crushed pineapple in there. That's what that looks like. Then we're going to take our vanilla pudding. We've got one box. And sprinkle that over our pineapple. Kind of shake that around a bit. That's what that looks like. And then we're going to take our whipped topping and kind of whip it a little bit more. I'm actually going to add a little bit of vanilla. You don't have to, but vanilla makes everything taste extra good. So we're going to whip that around in there. And that mixed really well. You can't even tell I put that vanilla in there. And we're going to take our pineapple and pudding and add this whipped topping to it. We're getting as much as we can out of this bowl here. Alright, so we've got all our ingredients in there. Basically, it's the pineapple, the pudding, the whipped topping, and I had added a little bit of vanilla. So we're going to mix that around in there pretty good. Stirred that up pretty good. That's what that looks like now. And we're going to pour it over the cake. So we're going to spread that around like that. That looks delicious. All right. And if you remember, we had a few of these little mandarin oranges left. I couldn't find the small size 11-ounce can that it asked for. So I kind of eyeballed it and we kept some of these. So we're going to spread those over the cake, just as kind of a garnishment. You can just be kind of random with it. Alrighty. Okay, looks like we decorated our counter a bit. And that's what the cake looks like. You can put more or less oranges on the top. You don't necessarily have to put them on there, but you know me, I don't like to waste anything. And then we're going to go ahead and cut a piece of this, and my beautiful daughter Melody's going to have a piece of it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cut a slice of this cake. It's probably best to put this in the fridge for maybe about 10-15 minutes and let all that set, but we're anxious to eat it because it looks delicious. So we are going to cut a piece here. Look at that. If you want to get a good look at that. And then we're going to have my beautiful daughter Melody. Do you want to come try a piece, babe?
Yes.
Let me know how that tastes.
It looks really good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I know when the lady brought it to us, it was delicious. Is that good?
Yeah, and
Okay.
I like moist cake, so
Awesome.
whoever comes up with a moist cake, that's perfect.
Awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed that. And thank you for that tip about using the leftover juice for the tea. I think that's going to be good. I've mentioned before in the videos, we live in Texas. It's very hot here. In fact, today when I was driving over here, I'm not kidding, the temperature said 109 degrees. We don't really drink hot tea here in Texas unless it's like the odd winter day. But we drink a lot of iced tea, so we like to kind of change it up a bit, and I think that mandarin juice will make a good pitcher of iced tea, and we're going to do the same thing with the pineapple juice. I want to thank you for watching Deboroni Dinners. I hope you guys enjoyed this cake. Again, this was my first time making it, so I appreciate y'all watching this and joining along with me while I make it. Again, I want to thank the lady that brought the cake and the recipe. Again, for HIPAA rules, I cannot say her name, but thank you to Patient with the initials SC for bringing us the cake, telling us a little bit about the history behind it and the recipe. And thank you, Dr. Campbell, for taking such good care of our patients. And I hope everybody enjoys this cake. Thank you.